Welcome to the land of origins. Here's the big question. Why can't Ethiopia, a powerhouse in East Africa, get to the Red Sea? Ethiopia is landlocked. No coastline, no direct access to the sea. But why? It's surrounded by neighbors with coastlines. So why won't Eritrea, Djibouti, or Somalia open the door? The answer isn't just about shipping or trade. It's about power, security, history, and pride. Ethiopia wants more than a port. It wants a safe, reliable, and independent route to the sea. But for its neighbors, that's a big risk. So what's the real story? Let's break it down. Fast, clear, and cool. Here's a wild fact. Ethiopia used to have its own slice of the Red Sea. Back in the day, Ethiopia ran two major ports, Assab and Massawa. Why? Because Eritrea was part of Ethiopia. Those ports were Ethiopian. But in 1993, Eritrea broke away after a long fight for independence. Then Ethiopia lost its coastline and became landlocked overnight. And the truth is, the Ethiopian government at the time didn't secure a strong deal to keep access to the sea. That one decision changed the course of the country's future. Suddenly, Ethiopia had no direct way to trade with the world. That's a massive challenge. Ethiopia's fastest route to the sea? Right through Eritrea's Assab port. But Eritrea's not opening the door. Here's why. Eritrea fought a brutal 30-year war to break free from Ethiopia. Many Eritreans fear that letting Ethiopia use Assab could mean losing control again. For Eritrea, this port isn't just a dock. It's a symbol of hard-won independence. And with Ethiopia's size and power, Eritrean leaders aren't taking any chances. Bottom line? Eritrea's message is clear. Our land, our rules, no access for Ethiopia. When Eritrea shut its doors, Ethiopia turned to Djibouti for a lifeline to the sea. Now, over 90% of Ethiopia's trade flows through Djibouti's bustling port. And that's made Djibouti seriously wealthy. No surprise, Djibouti isn't keen on Ethiopia finding a new port, especially in Eritrea or Somalia. If Ethiopia gets another sea route, Djibouti's cash and influence take a hit. So, behind the scenes, Djibouti quietly hopes Ethiopia stays landlocked and keeps the money flowing their way. Let's break down why Somalia isn't letting Ethiopia near its ports. Somalia has one of the longest coastlines in Africa, prime real estate for trade. So why not let Ethiopia use Berbera or Kismayo? Somalia's answer? Absolutely not. The reason? Decades of conflict and mistrust between the two countries. Ethiopia's past military interventions in Somalia left scars that haven't healed. And recently, Ethiopia made a deal with Somaliland, a region that wants to break away from Somalia. That move sparked outrage across Somalia. Now most Somalis simply don't trust Ethiopia's intentions. They worry that opening up their ports could mean losing control. Sure, Somalia works with China, Turkey, and the UAE. But Ethiopia? That's a hard no. Why? Because Ethiopia isn't just another trading partner, it's a neighbor with its own agenda. Ethiopia is Africa's second largest nation. Millions of people, big ambitions. But there's one problem: no direct access to the sea. For Ethiopia, it's not about war, it's about survival. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed puts it simply, the Red Sea matters to us as much as the Nile. Ethiopia's pitching deals, offering land, profit sharing, and peaceful talks for port access. But neighbors aren't buying it. They're still skeptical. Some fear Ethiopia wants more than trade. They worry about control. Here's the twist. Ethiopia sits right next to the Red Sea, yet can't touch it. Meanwhile, countries like China, Turkey, and the UAE, thousands of miles away, are docking ships and building ports here. Why? Simple. They bring cash and invest big. Plus, they keep things business only. No politics, no land swaps, no long-term strings attached. But Ethiopia? It's seen as too close, too powerful, a rival, not a partner. The Horn of Africa is locked in old fears and deep mistrust. Ethiopia wants peace and a way to the sea, but Eritrea, Djibouti, and Somalia keep the door shut. Will Ethiopia keep waiting and talking, or will it make a bold move? The future hangs on this choice. Hit subscribe for more untold stories from Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa.